Congratulations, you have been chosen. Someone in your life is about to start gender-affirming voice training, and they sent this video to you because they want you to be part of their journey.
Hot damn.
No pressure, but also a little bit of pressure. So let's talk about voice training, what you can expect, and how you can support them without making it weird. Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm a gender-affirming voice teacher. Voice training is the process of developing new vocal habits to create a speaking voice that better aligns with your gender expression. And this will look a little bit different for everyone. The person who sent you this might want their voice to be higher and brighter, or lower and darker, or something in between. Whatever their goal, they will be learning to control various characteristics of their voice and then working hard every day to create new habits that will override their old ones. In a lot of ways, it's like learning to sing, but the stakes will generally feel higher because when you're learning to sing, you don't usually have to deliver your coffee order to your local barista by way of show tunes.
The mustard.
It's not just us.
And just like learning to sing or playing an instrument, some people pick it up quickly, and for others, it takes more time. So, what does this actually mean for you? What can you expect? For one, their voice might sound different from day to day or even moment to moment. They may start out only practicing their new voice for a few minutes at a time, and that is totally normal. Over time, they'll build endurance and might use it more consistently. Or they might prefer switching between different voices for different situations based on what feels safe or comfortable to them. It's important not to expect overnight changes. You might hear really big differences early on, but the real challenge is habituation, or learning to use their new voice automatically without thinking about it. That part can actually take a while, and it takes a lot of mental energy. And as they develop that kind of muscle memory, they'll gain more control over the subtleties of their voice. So if they seem distracted or they take longer to respond in conversations, that might be why. Think about what it was like learning to drive or ride a bike. At first, just managing the controls or keeping your balance takes a ton of your attention, making multitasking really tough. But over the years, that part becomes second nature, and having a conversation while driving a car or riding a bike poses no challenge to you at all. So when that happens, understand that they might be taking a second to reset their target voice before speaking. Or maybe they just got a little bit psyched out.
But, what were you saying?
Now, you might be wondering, why is voice training such a big deal? Why are they doing it at all? Well, some people experience intense voice dysphoria when they hear their own voice. And dysphoria is a sense of discomfort or distress that can occur when there is a mismatch between certain components of gender expression and the inner sense of gender. This is pretty hard to relate to for those who don't experience dysphoria, but I think as a kid, most of us were probably made to wear something that made us really uncomfortable by adults. Maybe it felt too frilly, too tight, or you felt like it made you look ugly or dorky. The whole time you were wearing it, the back of your mind was just itching for that moment you could take it off and be done with it. Now imagine you can't take it off. And worse, anytime you have to talk to someone, you have to draw attention to it the whole conversation. If you can imagine this, then you can start to imagine what dysphoria feels like. Dysphoria can be so severe that it can lead to anxiety and even depression. Voice training helps to alleviate the symptoms of voice dysphoria. But whether or not a trans person experiences voice dysphoria, voice training can also impact safety, since the way someone's voice is perceived can affect how they're treated in everyday life. And still others may be voice training just because they want to see if a new speaking voice suits them better. Haven't we all secretly wished we could have a really cool voice?
Here comes Peter Cottontail. Hippity hoppity. Easter is on its way.
Depending on your relationship with the person who sent you this video, you may not even need to know the reason why they're voice training. I would encourage you to trust that gender-affirming voice training is the best decision for them right now. Just like you, no one likes going through the awkward parts of making a change, so trust that they have their reasons. So, what is the best way to support the person who sent you this video on their voice training journey? The most important thing is that you ask what they need. Some people want encouragement, like, hey, your voice sounds great today. Others might appreciate gentle reminders to reset their voice as long as it doesn't feel critical. But most people, they want you to pretend absolutely nothing is happening and just act normal.
Let it be.
If you're not sure how to ask what they need, you can simply say, hey, I know you're working on your voice. Do you want me to encourage you, remind you, or just act normal? And finally, the best way to show your support, just Cash App them a metric buttload of money for their transition, because that is expensive. Am I right, T?
Yeah, no.
But seriously, listening, understanding as best you can, and respecting their choices is the biggest thing. No one is expecting you to be perfect, just to listen and to do your best to give them what they need. If you're in a position to help, supporting them in practical ways, whether that's encouragement, covering the cost of training, or just being someone they can talk to, makes a huge difference. Also, if you hear others making mean comments behind their back, being the person to be like, hey, maybe they're going through enough, or even just cut it out, is invaluable. The fact that they shared this video with you means they trust you. They want you in their corner, and that's pretty amazing. If this has made you interested in learning more about gender-affirming voice training, I have a ton of resources here on my YouTube channel. That's all for today. I've been Renee, and I hope this helps. Right now? You're recording?
Oh, yeah.
I even could make a sandwich while driving. Fun fact. And I have. Leave it in.
Nice.
That one I thought was okay. Whatever. You be the judge.